Hey everyone, I'm inside FIFA 22 and here I'm going to give you a good in-depth tutorial on the transfers menu. So here it is inside FIFA Ultimate Team. I'm going to hit A to go into it, and first of all we're going to explore the transfer market. So that's the first one on here. Now one thing I want to point out is you can access part of the transfer market if you're in squad view. However, you won't see everything that's in there. You're restricted to the player view, and looking at the entire transfer market is better for looking at for things like consumables, so contracts and special chemistry things and stuff, which I'll go through. Let's go. So transfer market. And so what I was talking about here, players, consumables, stadium and staff. See that at the top? You can flick between these using the right button and the left button if you're on Xbox or PlayStation. Don't know what it is on PC. Don't know. You're going to have to look it up. I think you can probably use your left stick or just move left and right as well. But it kind of sort of goes, you know, you've got to move. Actually, if you move the pointer up, you can do that. So you can use it. That probably helps you on PC, doesn't it? Anyway, let's start with players. So what you then have is a variety of different filters here for doing all kinds of weird and wonderful searches. So for example, if you know the player that you're after, you can select player name and start searching for someone. Now the pressure's on and I've got to look for someone, so I'm going to go with Salah because he is awesome. There he is. And then find him. So we have Mo Salah, and if you want to search, you know, if he's for sale anywhere, we can do that now. So down the bottom left hand side you can see it says select back search. So if I search it, why? We will now see lots of Salahs, okay? And you can see obviously he's a fortune inside FIFA. So you can see people want 350,000 coins. That one's on a auction, so you can see 41,000 is the current thing here. So the way you can buy players, you can bid on them like an auction, or you can use the buy it now to buy them now, and you can see the time remaining on these. Now, one confusing thing about the auctions is if it's down to 30 seconds and you apply a bid, it resets to 30 seconds again, which gives other people a chance to bid on them. So it can be a little bit frustrating. So myself, I just can't be bothered with it because it's quite frustrating. Keep sitting there watching a million people bid on the same thing. So I find that quite annoying. So I tend to focus on buy it now. So we're going to talk about that in a minute and see, you know, how that all works. So let's back out for the minute because Salah, the problem is, look at my coins up the top. I've got 19,500. I can't afford Salah yet. It's still early days in the game. I don't know how people make so much money so quick, but we're not really talking about it, are we? We didn't talk about that. So let's reset this filter with X. So we're now on any player, any quality, any position. Let's talk about quality. Well, you can use this to narrow down if you want bronze players or silver players or gold or whatever. So the ones that are reasonably priced that tend to be good for a first team, you know, you can generally get up to this fairly quickly, is gold rare or gold common. So let's narrow down to gold rare. And then you could think about a position that you're interested in filling. So for example, we could go into here and you can see either all positions, or you can right button across to midfielders, forwards, whatever. One thing to bear in mind is often you'll see the same player in different positions, and that can catch you out. So I've done that before where I've bought a player thinking, cool, he's a right midfielder, but I didn't notice when I was looking at the searches this wasn't filled in, and then he's actually a central attacking midfielder as well, or something like that. And then you go, oh man, that's just annoying. And so you've got to be careful with this. It's useful to think about what position you're after and then narrow this down. So let's say we're looking for a striker. And then we could narrow down to a country or a league. So this can help with chemistry. So if you want good chemistry between the players, you might want the same country, the same league. And if you really want to be awesome, you could go with same club as well. So let's talk about these. Chemistry style is not so much important when you're starting out. You can always apply chemistry sort of attributes to different, to override the one that's on it at the minute. So if there's no chemistry magic thing applied, it'll show as basic. But if you really wanted one that's got one of these already, you could add this to your search. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it on any. But what I'm going to do is have a little look at the Premier League, because my squad is based around the Premier League at the minute. I've also got limited funds. So I'm going to go to the pricing here, press A, and then move down, and I'm going to go to my max buy now. And one thing I missed completely, I don't know if it was in FIFA 21, but you see down the bottom there's these quick options, quick price. RB flicks you up rather than you have to go with your left stick by 100. It'll sort of jump up by quite big increments. So I could say my max buy is 19,750. I can also min max the price using the left trigger, which would bring it back down to 0 if I mess it up. So it's quite a good way of quickly getting through here and adding this to the sort of point that you're happy. When you're ready with that, hit B to come out of it. So what we've got now is the search for a gold player, striker, Premier League, up to a max buy now of 15,500. Okay, so I'm going to hit search, and then we can start seeing the sort of players that we've got here inside the selling system. What's for sale at the minute? So what I generally recommend here is, if you're not aware what's on the market, the sort of price that you're looking at, have a flick through with the right button, which flicks through quite a lot, and just start seeing who looks interesting to you. You can see on the stats there, you see things like, in this case for a striker, pace, shooting, passing, dribbling. So, often people want fast players in FIFA. So you can see Marshall there, he's well fast. Now, don't buy this player straight away. We're not going to do that yet because I want to show you something else. You can also see Jamie Vardy is a cool player there. Calvert-Lewin, he's in my squad at the minute. I've also got, who else have I got? I've got Jesus in my squad as well. So you just basically go through here and think about who you would like to add to your squad. So, I mean, Jamie Vardy is pretty wicked. So let's say we think, do you know what? I'm going to see what I can get Jamie Vardy for. So I'm going to add him as my player. Now, is 15,000 a good price for him? That is a question. So what we're going to do now is narrow that down. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So we're going to go back and we're going to say, do you know what? We like the look of Vardy. So I'm going to go into the player name and I'm going to type in Jamie Vardy. And there he is. Select him. Okay, we're doing good. And then what I'm going to do is go down to that buy it now here, max buy now, and I'm going to ramp it down to 13,000. And then just back out here again and search and see whether we've got any of that. Aha, look. So that 15,000 was showing that a little bit high. So we can flick through here and relatively quick. I think 12,250 is probably the cheapest, but let's double check. So we could go to the buy it now again, and I'll just go 12,250, search, and indeed it is. So I'm going to buy him, unless somebody buys him before me. Bosh. Assign now. There he is. So you'll then get to this area here. We can confirm the items, and it'll say there you are, and you say marvelous. Okay, so we've come here in the live search results, and that is all done. So we're just back out of there. So we have bought Jamie Vardy, and now I'm a little bit skint. Okay, so we've talked about buying a player, and I'm going to look at the consumables in just a second, but what I'm going to show you is if you wanted to sell a player. So let's say we'll come back out of here. I'll go to my squad view, and you may wonder, where on earth did Jamie Vardy go? Because he's not here. It didn't get me to assign him anywhere, and that's because he will be sitting here in club. There he is. Okay, so if you want to then put him in your squad, you press A, left button over to the squad and see who you want to replace. So I'm going to say I'm going to replace Calvert-Lewin with Jamie Vardy. Now, I could keep Calvert-Lewin as a backup striker, or I could flog him. And for this example, I'm going to flog him. All right, so we're going to have a little look at him here. And to put him on the transfer market, what you do is you hit actions. So down the bottom, you can see on the Xbox X is actions. So we go here for him. Now, this will only work if you actually paid for this player or you got him as a tradable player. If it says quick sell 0, that means you got him in an untradable pack and you cannot sell him. So you can only sell him if it says quick sell with a number there. Now, you can opt to sell him for 575 coins. I think, my friends, that would suck. That's bad, but it does give you instant coins. So let's have a little look at compare price. And this will allow us to compare to other people who are listing him at the minute. So you see, someone's got him 1,900. What a bargain for Calvert-Lewin. All right, so you can see lots of people listing, but 900 is the cheapest, 950. All right, so how much did I spend on Calvert-Lewin? I probably messed up. That will vary depending on the time of the day. So let's have a little look. So let's go to list on transfer market. I bought him for 700. What a bargain. So 950 is fine for me. So like we did before, we can use the LB or the left trigger to flick it right down to where we want. And I will put him up for 850, which is a bargain, my friends. So once you've typed that all in, I recommend changing your starting price to close to what you want to sell him for. unless you really not bothered what you get for them. You can put that above what the quick sell was, so you could see minimum price 650 is what it suggests, because you could get 575 for quick sell. But 850, that's a bargain for someone. I'm going to list him on the transfer market. So we go here, press A, and it'll say he's listed on the transfer market. I expect he will sell pretty quick at that price. Anyway, so I said you could go from the squad view to transfer market. Indeed you can, but you can see it narrows down to player transfers. So this is going back to the selling page, which is not what we want to do. So let's back out of here, and what I want to show you here is the transfer list. So this is where you are selling players. So we've got one selling and one that didn't sell. So this was a guy that I put up for transfer, and he didn't. Izzy didn't sell. So let's have a little look at him. I could quick sell him for 270, or I could send him to my club. I put him up for a buy at now 700, which I don't think is that bad. So I'm going to just relist him and see whether he'll sell this time. So if he didn't, I could send him back to club and then reassign him. But you can see Calvert-Lewin is in here. One thing to point out is you cannot get him off of the transfer list unless the bid expires and he appears here. So once he's listed, tough, all right? So do not make a mistake, because you can't get him back. So that's very important to note. But in theory, someone will hopefully buy him within an hour. And obviously that depends on when you list people. So if you list sort of when not so many people are playing, then you may find that he doesn't sell. So you may want to think about listing him at prime time, maybe like when everybody's come home from work and school, like 6, 7 o'clock at night, that sort of thing. So that's where players sell. So we'll waffle on with other things, and maybe someone will buy Calvert-Lewin in the meantime, because like I say, I've got a pretty good price there. Anyway, let's go back to transfer market, because I said there's other stuff you can buy in here. You've got consumables, and this search works in very much the same sort of way, but you've got different attributes. So this is where you get things like player contracts, manager contracts, position modifiers, chemistry styles, manager league. I don't know what that is. Maybe manager league. I don't know. I guess you can change what league the manager manages. I think that's new in FIFA 22. Healing. That's quite a useful one, because sometimes your players are injured and you need to buy some new stuff. But let's talk about... Well, let's do that one. Healing. So we could do that. We can set a different quality, or we can just search. Let's do a quick search and see how much people want it for. One thing to point out is sometimes people will put their buy it now at the standard price. 5,000 to heal 2 injuries. Shut up. 200? Yeah, all right then. So you could do this. You could go actions, and I could either bid on it, or I could just buy it. And given he doesn't want a great deal, or she, whoever listed it, wants a great deal for it, I'll just buy it. So assign that. Bosh. And there it is there. And I can just go right trigger, confirm items, job done. So that's how I grabbed a consumable. Let's have a little look at other consumables that you might want. Chemistry styles. Now these tend to be a lot more expensive, but you can see there's different ones, so you can narrow down to whatever one you want. So let's say I want a hawk, and then we could do a little search for a hawk. 950, 950, 1,000, 900, 800. But we could, let's have a little look. What was expiring? Is anything expiring that's cheap? Not really. Everyone knows this is worth a reasonable amount of money. 600, but they want 900. So see again, can I be really bothered? I'll show you just if you want to bid. So I could say, 600, yeah, bid on it. And we might win that, we may not. So what will happen is if we come back out of there, if we've bid on lots of things, I think, does it show in transfer targets or does it not? Yes, it does. So that will show things that you're looking at, so we can sit here and see all of the stuff that we've got active that may or may not win. So hopefully that will win. We'll come back and see it in a minute. I won't bore you with it. Transfer list we talked about, sorry. Let's go back to transfer market. So yeah, different consumable types there. You can bore yourself silly with those. I will just show you a couple of useful things. Position modifier is available here, where you can get different modifiers to move a player from position. It tends to be you can move someone on the right wing or the left wing or central, from midfield to attack or attack to midfield, that sort of thing. But you can't move, say, a left winger to a right winger. It doesn't give you that option, but that's something you can get there. Anyway, moving on to Stadium. Stadium is where you can get things like, badges, kits, balls, player celebrations, club nickname, club anthem, crowd chant. Let's have a little look at crowd chant. So I'm sort of building my thing around Liverpool at the minute. I don't know how much the Liverpool crowd chant would be. Sometimes you've got to fill in the content type before the league will activate. So let's go with the Premier League and let's see what we can find for Liverpool. see if we can find a Liverpool crowd chant at a not a ridiculous price. So you can see 4,900. This one is only 250 at the minute, 150, 250. So here you can see quite expensive what people want for the crowd chant at Liverpool. As you would expect, it's in quite a bit of demand. 2,300, a little bit better there. So let's see whether we can get that a bit better than 2,300. Same sort of thing that we've done here. Let's go with that. Search. 2,000. All right, yeah, we'll have that. Buy. Yes. Sign now. Okay, so confirm. So I've just bought that. So I've got a new crowd chant that I can crowd chant. I can't say it. Crowd chant that I can apply to my team. Let's just see what else we've got here. Goal song we could do as well. I don't know what the goal songs are. We got authentic goal songs, yes. Premier League. Let's see what Liverpool's got. Let's go with that. Buy it now. Nothing. Oh, man. Go with that. Nothing. Doesn't look like there is anything, does it? So let's just try flicking that to 0. Anything? No. So at the minute there is no goal song for Liverpool. So we'll reset that, and just see what we've got. Real Madrid, Inter. So you can get specific goal songs. I'm not sure whether there is a Liverpool one in here or not. There may not be, but they will be in here if they are. But there's nothing listed at the minute. Just another quick thing while we're here. You've got primary colour, secondary colour. That can be useful for things like, lots of things for your stadium, but also kits. So if you're after a particular colour kit, maybe you want, say, a red kit, and you don't want to narrow down to a particular one, you could just say, show me all the red kits, and let's see who's got a cool red kit. And you could pick, whatever kit you want, and then you could narrow it down to, if it's that's quite an interesting one. Look at that one. Little flames on it, quite like that one. So yeah, lots of things here, and then narrow it down using what I showed you before with the price and the buy it now. The last section we've got in the transfer market is staff, so you can use here to find managers for a particular area. So we could go Premier League. Let's see who we've got. Solskjaer, Fark, Tuchel. So going on my Liverpool theme is probably too much pennies, but let's have a little look, see what old Kloppo is like. Well, you can't narrow down by name by the looks of things. Can we do that? Tuchel. Oh, there he was. Oh, he's still got his glasses on. He ain't got his glasses anymore, FIFA. Naughty. Right, so you can see 5,000 for Klopp. Let's see if we can get that a bit cheaper. This is where you can get caught out and get the wrong manager. 4,200, 3,000. Yeah, this is annoying because I don't think we can narrow down to just Klopp. There's a lot of Tuchel. So 4,000, 4,000, 4,000. I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't look like we've got that option there. So let's... Oh, sorry. Let's go 3,800. Klopp. 3,800. See if we can beat it. That's quite annoying they've not got that filter because, yeah, you could go with the wrong one here. 3,800, 3,700. Another thing that's you can find is that he may be just 3,500. That'll do. Have I done that? Clop. 4, 3. Let's go with that one. I'm going to go with that one. Buy it now. Yes. Let's sign. Confirm. Okay, so once you've done all of that and spent all your money, you can come out here and have a little look in your transfer targets. So you can see this thing here, my start price, end price. I won it, so I got it for 600. And if that happens, what you've got to do is left trigger to assign all. And then when you're in here, you can confirm the items and we're job done. And then just to prove some of that stuff actually fell into my team, let's go and have a little look at my manager. So in my squad, and how do I do it? Fill by manager. Let's bang Klopp in. There we go. So there he is. So he's now my manager for the team. And what's this? Jamie Vardy we already put in as well. I think we did something on club as well. Oh no, it wasn't club. It was. Oh, my brain's gone. Club here. I find that a bit confusing. Something to do with stadium, was it? What did we buy? We bought. Was it a crowd chant or something? I think crowd chant. Liverpool. There we go. So we bought a few things there. Improved stuff. We're more Liverpool heavy, which is nice. Of course, I haven't stadium template. Let's have a little look. I don't think I own anything else yet. I've just got the Foot Stadium, but of course you could buy a new stadium, so I could go and buy Anfield, but I'm out of money. But hopefully that's explained everything you would like to know about the transfer menu. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments. If you like what I did, please give me a little comment and let me know. Let me know your favourite things that you've purchased, and if you learned stuff, I'd love to know that helped you. That'd be great. And if you like this sort of stuff, have a little look at the rest of my channel. I'll put some further tutorials at the end of this movie that might be useful to you, including a playlist on FIFA 22 tutorials. And if you like it, please consider subscribing to my channel. That helps me very much. Thank you so much.